You know, sometimes it's really funny how a book or a series you were very hesitant to pick up and didn't really think would interest you at all, and when in fact you might have even thought that you wouldn't enjoy it very much, really surprises you and flips everything you thought the book might be about and turn it into something you actually really enjoy. Alright, hey guys, Fiddle Ferret here, and today we're going to be talking about Kiss Him, Not Me. So, I saw that this series has come out, and there's 2 or 3 volumes or so out now, and I never really gave the series much thought. It didn't really look anything that was super interesting to me. I thought it just didn't seem like the kind of shoujo type manga that I was really interested in. But finally, it was on the Barnes & Noble Manga Monday deal, so I got it for like $5. And so I was like, you know what, I'll pick up the first volume and maybe we'll do a video on it. And so I went in to reading the first volume kind of like, I don't know how I'm going to feel. But I came out of it with a story I actually severely enjoyed. I actually really liked this manga, which I was not really expecting that to necessarily be the case when just reading the description of the book. So before I get too far, so the series is basically about this, you can basically say it, she's a fat girl. She is a young girl in high school. I think she's in her 2nd year of high school, and she's rather overweight. Her name is Serenuma, and basically she's your stereotypical otaku character. She's kind of overweight, she's really nerdy. Some people are kind of creeped out by her because they haven't really gotten the chance to actually know her. But she's sort of weird, but she doesn't care. She's really okay with being weird. She's a pretty happy-go-lucky character. She has her friends. And the story starts out with slowly introducing these 4 male characters. And now, these male characters fall into some basic stereotypes, but I think they're definitely going to they have already shown hints of being more than just stereotypical characters. But anyway, Tsurayumi has shown a very large tendency. She's very much almost the internet personified. She will ship all the men. And so she likes to ship guys together. She fantasizes about the guys being romantical. And this is what, gave me pause before I went into the series. It's like, this probably isn't really going to be my thing. However, the series just basically starts off with, she goes home one day after you kind of like get an initial feel for how the male characters interact with her. She goes home, watches her favorite anime, and this boy she's fallen in love with in this anime, as we have all done at some, not necessarily boys, but the character actually dies, and it devastates her so much. Now this isn't really how this works in real life, which I like how there's some. Not everything is about realism in this book. It has a great grasp on humor. She basically stays home for a whole week and doesn't eat anything, ever. And basically she comes out of the room, a beautiful girl. She's lost all of the excess weight, and she's skinny and beautiful, and her hair is longer, and it's like, okay, so she goes back to school and no one recognizes her. And now, all of a sudden, the guys have started to notice. And this is where the series and the book really starts taking off. And one thing this book had was great humor and some really good character interaction. Because one thing I thought was super interesting about this book, there are plethora, we know they are, numerous, all the manga with the guy protagonist and his harem of ladies. And this is sort of the opposite, but not typically the opposite. So basically you have Tsurayumi, and all of these guys basically start to fall in love with her, and you kind of get the idea that one of the guys definitely maybe even had feelings before this, or knew her well before any of this went down. He's kind of the cool laid back guy. You got the cool guy, you got the kind of sporty loudmouth, rough around the edges guy, and then you got the young shy guy. So all that fairly stereotypical stuff, but that lets the characters play off each other. So she has trouble not fantasizing about them being together when she's out with them, on this big date they all go on. And so I thought that it would create this weird dynamic that I didn't really find appealing. but it actually did create this atmosphere of that was actually really funny, because I'm not used to having it the other way around, with having a bunch of guys and the girl protagonist. So we're so used to just boobs and flying everywhere and asses, and they land on the protagonist's face and, oh, how did this happen? And this was sort of the opposite, but not in a way that that's what the guys are doing in reverse. It's more of just it's the girl protagonist, but she still likes the prince on prince action, if you know what I mean. I think the thing that caught my attention most about this series, and what made me really start to fall in love with the characters and the story itself, was Tsurayumi. Her character is so relatable, and at the same time just genuinely funny and joyful. There's this big encounter where she has all of this otaku stuff in her room, and she's terrified when all of the guys come over, because she doesn't want them to know that she's this nerdy otaku and watches all this anime, because she thinks that'll ruin everything, they'll be creeped out by her. And so she wanted to have like at least one normal date. And so at some point they find out what she's like, and they kind of, you know, over time they all react to it differently, but they all in some way, shape or form accept it. So there's this whole scene where she's going home because they're going to come over to study at her house, and she's like taking all of her anime and otaku stuff, just shoving it in her closet. And for me personally, I can relate to that. I understand that fear of, oh gosh, what are these people going to think about? Like, I can do normal things. I like to go to the movies. I like to be a normal person. But I have a fairly extreme hobby that some people don't really understand. So that was something that was super relatable. And the character interactions and Tsurayumi itself, she's so funny and cute, and just the way her mannerisms are, you just fall in love with her as a character, and genuinely just want to see what happens next. And I'm generally I'm like, oh, how's the story gonna go? Is it just gonna be like a bunch of slapstick, a bunch of funny? Is it gonna get serious at some point and have this like have to be some sort of resolution? I never felt from the series that it's gonna try to switch it into like a slowly getting the boys to love each other kind of series. It's more of a, it's funny that she likes to fantasize about it, but now is surprised that she finds herself feeling affection for them as well. And so, if any of you had reservations about Kiss Him Not Me, I would really encourage you to go read it. I am really, really surprised how much I liked it. Like, I was like, I might not hate it, but I might just go, meh, it's okay. It was more than that to me. I really, really enjoyed it. It was fun, it was funny, it was relatable to me as a person in some of the situations she finds herself in. And it was a great way to get out of the norm, to get out of the guy with his harem. And I don't know if I necessarily call this, it doesn't really seem like your stereotypical harem, but I guess it is. The more I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I guess it's just a harem. They're all vying for her affections. And so it's refreshing in a way to have it the other way around. I'm so used to just, all the girls and the one guy and the stereotypes. This is different, and it's fun to have it this way from this perspective, because I'm just not used to it. So anyway, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this short video. I know my face, I'm looking at my other screen, my face is a little bright, the exposure's a little off, but whatever. My lips are really red for some reason. I'm not wearing lipstick, I promise. This book has not changed me that much. But I really enjoyed it. I encourage you guys to check it out. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm definitely going to pick up the other volumes now. I can't wait to get the rest of them and read them, because I think it's going to be really good. And so, if you guys aren't familiar with my channel, I do figure unboxings, manga reviews, manga first takes, anime unboxings, and I'm just, general review type stuff. Anime, manga videos, and all that kind of good jazzy stuff, as well as some visual novels to fill the void. And so, if you like that stuff, go ahead and check out my channel. Subscribe if that stuff sounds interesting to you. Leave a like on this video. I'd greatly appreciate to let you know if this video was helpful to you at all, and decide if you want to get this manga. And I think that about wraps up this video, guys. So until next time, I will see you back on the prowl. Bye!